Friends, hello and welcome on TechGuruSpeaks.com. Today, I would like to discuss about Java input and Java output. Taking input from keyboard and displaying the output after performing the required operation are considered to be integral part of the computer program. So, as a popular programming language, Java has got several techniques to deal with input and output. First, I would like to start with input followed by output. The input can be taken from the keyboard using command line arguments that we have already seen in the previous class that was related to Java class and objects. But still, we will be introducing one example for demonstrating this. Then comes java.io console class that can be used for taking keyboard input, but it is not supported in IDE like NetBeans or Eclipse. Then comes a java.lang.system class, which is the default class of JVM. Then comes java.io.bufferedReader. It is an old technique. It is basically followed in Java 2 when the language version was 2, and the newly arrived java.util.scanner class. So all these are related to taking Java input. Now for Java output, we can have system.out.print where the cursor stays at the same line, or we can have system.out.println where the cursor moves to the next line. We can also have formatted output using system.out.printf. Now I will demonstrate each of these techniques from Java input or from Java output one by one. So let's see what happens. First, I will start with Java input. So it is basically related to the command line argument. We have to take command line argument. So here the objective is to perform the addition of two numbers. If we are not taking two numbers, that means if it is less than 2, it will be showing input error. So just I'm trying to compile the program here. All these programs are saved in C:\Java underscore program like command line .java, and it will be followed by console test.java that will be related with the console class. So now I would like to compile it. So Java C. So what is the name of the class here? Command line. So CO, then press tab, press enter. So now the program has been compiled successfully. So you can also see it here, like it has created the command line dot class. Now I would like to run it by using the Java interpreter. So Java followed by command line. So I will omit the term dot class. So now I will press enter. But here if I am pressing enter without supplying any argument, it will be showing the input error because the program is expecting some input. So first I will not supply any argument here, so that is why it is showing input error. Now I will be supplying the necessary values like 10 followed by 20. So if I now press enter, it will be giving the sum correctly. So here 10 is basically args 0 and 20 is basically args 1, and the summation of these two variables has been stored in the variable named sum, and finally it has been displayed on the console. Now you'll consider the next program in sequence, that is basically related to the taking of the keyboard input using java.io.console class. So for doing this, we need to consider a program, and just have a look at the first statement in the program. Here we are having a console method that is basically a static method of the system class, and when this method gets called, it basically returns an object of the console class. So there is no direct way of creating console class object. Like new operator is not allowed here to create object. Instead, we will be calling the static method console of the system class to create an object of the console class. So this kind of method is called basically factory method. Now, after getting a reference to the object of the console class by means of the reference variable cs, we can now call the readline method for taking input, and at that point of time it will be taken as a string, then it will be getting converted into double type. The same logic applies here also. So now the addition will be performed and finally the result will be displayed. So now let's see what happens. So here I will be writing Java C. What is the name of the program? It is named console test.java. So it has been compiled successfully. We can also check it here. It has been compiled successfully. Now I would like to run it by using the Java interpreter. So I'll press enter now. So it is now asking for input. Suppose I am writing here 12.23. So that is the value for the first one. Press enter. Then I am typing here, say for example 23.32. So now I am pressing enter. So the sum is calculated and finally it is displayed on the console. So that is the idea of taking keyboard input by using console class. But the thing is that it will not work on IDs like NetBeans or Eclipse. So now I'll be moving to the rest of the three techniques that can be used for taking keyboard input. Like first I would like to start with the first one, first taking the simple input program. So here what we are doing, we are basically taking one character at a time. So it is a old technique of taking keyboard input. So here we have to provide some code for exception handling. If something goes wrong, that should be taken care by the exception class. It is basically java.lang.exception class. So first I will be taking a character and I will be having a string. First we have an empty string here. Now we are having one SOP, system.out.println, and it is asking for a decimal number. And if I am using here at the rate at the end, so the input taking is over and it will be now ready to be processed. So now first we will be doing what? We are having system.in. So system is a class from java.lang package. Everything in Java comes in the form of a package. Package is nothing but a directory which is having similar kind of classes. So now system.in.read. So now we are basically trying to read each of the character one by one, say, and it is having the return type as int. Since we are dealing with character, it should be getting converted into char, and we know that there is a correspondence between say int and char. It is getting stored in ch. So finally the value will be stored in the string variable. That means it is getting concatenated with the string variable. So the process will be continued until we are pressing at the rate. So now let's see what happens. So for example, I am pressing here 25.75, and finally I will be pressing at the rate. Then I will be pressing enter. So now it will be omitting at the rate, and it will be converting the string into its corresponding floating point number, and finally it has been displayed. So next comes Java 2 input. It is an old way of taking input. So basically it was followed in Java 2, and it is really difficult to remember and apply. So here we have the requirement of two major classes like buffered reader and input stream reader. We also need to consider an exception for dealing with exception that we did earlier in the previous program. So here we have used exception class. Here we will be using IO exception. The code is quite similar in that respect, but the thing is that the input stream reader can interact with the keyboard input directly, but the buffer reader cannot do that. So that is why we have to take the help of input stream reader. So here new input stream reader system.in, that means what, an object of the input stream reader class will be used for taking input from the keyboard. So now this input will be getting converted into buffer reader object, like new buffer reader, within bracket we have written this. It is getting converted into an object of the buffer reader. Now this is the input. So suppose we are going to perform addition for two decimal numbers. So here what we are doing, after creating the object, we will be giving input line by line. So that is captured by the readline method, and it is basically a string. So from object like buffer reader object named input, we are going to convert it into a string with the help of the readline method, and it will be getting converted into the double type by using the wrapper class double and its static method parse double. The same logic applies here also, and finally we are calculating the sum and we are getting the result by using the SOP. And you can see here we have imported all the necessary classes here like buffer reader, input stream reader, and IO exception. So all these classes are coming from java.io package. So now I would like to run it. So I'll be giving some number, say for example 23.75. So it is a new line. Again I have to consider another line. Say for example it is 42 point, say for example it is 20. So I'm now pressing enter. So it is showing the result here. So in that way the keyboard input is taken into account and the further processing is done. Then comes the scanner test class. It is a very efficient technique. So let's see what happens here. So basically we are having java.util.scanner, this particular class, to be imported here. So now we'll be doing what? We'll be first creating an object of the scanner class, a scanner sc equal to new scanner system.in. So it can deal with the keyboard input like system.in directly. Certainly it is an advantage. So now we are going to do what? We are going to convert this into, like, each of the value that will be taken as a part of the object will be getting converted into the corresponding type. So now I'll be doing what? I'll be doing the conversion by the respective method. Like next int, it will be converting into integer. Next, it is basically a word without having a space in between, or we can have a boolean by using the next boolean method. Now we can have a sentence, that means it is having words and they are separated by space. And here first I'll be doing what? I will be using the old object, that is sc, instead of using this one. So first I will be using SC here. So now I'll be trying to take a input that is of double type. So let's see what happens. Now I would like to display all of these variables. So run file. So now I'll be trying to run this file. So enter an integer. Say it is 10. Then enter a word. Say for example W or D word. Then it is asking for a boolean. I'm writing here true. So if we are using the same scanner class object to take the value of a sentence, it will be skipping to the next line. Here you can see it. So it will be skipping to the next part, that is taking the double type variable since it is the next sentence to be followed. So in that way it will be skipping the input taking part of the sentence by using the same object. So what is to be done? We can have a solution to this problem. So if I am using a new object instead of using the old object that we used earlier, the problem will be solved. So let's see what happens. I'll be trying to run the program again. So 10, I'll be using here word. So boolean true I'll be using here. So now it is not skip to the next part. Here I can write anything. Say for example, uh, so I'm writing here Java is great. Now I'm pressing enter. Now it is taking the decimal number. I am getting the scope of inputting my decimal number. So here all the inputs are taken without any interruption and the values are displayed as well. So that is the idea. So that is all about taking keyboard input. Now I'll be moving to the displaying output part. After the necessary process has been completed, the result must be displayed on the monitor. So now I'll discuss about the different methods like print, println or printf method, how to use them to generate the output. So I'll be moving to the program. Like say for example, I have a program. So I have a simple series program. Say for example, here I would like to print some number, like say for example, so it is having a series like say for example s equal to, s is the summation of the series, say 1 plus for example 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3 plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 5 plus dot up to say for example 1 by n. So this is the objective of the program. So first I'll be writing an initial program and this program will be modified in the next program. So first we'll be trying to write a program for dealing with it, like we are going to calculate the sum of the series for the first n terms. So here I would like to run this program. Say for example the limit, the value of n is basically asked for. So I am pressing 5 here and then press enter. So here it is basically running a loop. So it is the initialization part, the condition part, the increment part. It is now getting converted into the corresponding double type, like it is called type conversion, and finally it will be added with the sum. For successive addition, the variable sum has been initialized with the variable 0, 0.0 because it is representing double type. So it is individual term, and for each iteration of the loop it will be getting stored in the sum with the old value being added with it. So finally we'll be displaying the sum. Here you can see that the result actually it's a huge number. Like since we are using double type, so the precision is huge and it is showing the result in that way. Now suppose you'd like to print the result up to 2 decimal places. So what will you do? So we have to consider the concept of formatted output that is also made available in Java. So we are basically writing the same program, and have a look at here. We are using here print. In the previous program I have also used println. So here also I am using printf, and say printf and println. So basically we can have three types of techniques that we have discussed over here. So now we are going for formatted output. So here if I am using print, you have already seen println in the previous program. Now I will be using print. So here the output will be, that means the cut after displaying the output, the cursor will be basically staying at the same line. That is the difference between print and println. So I'll be giving the same input here and press enter. So it is now say printing the result up to 2 decimal places. Like in the earlier case we have a larger value to be displayed. Here we can format the result. So here it is having a C like structure. Like we can provide a format specifier, say percentage point to F. That means we are taking into consideration 2 places after the decimal dot. Then we can have a new line character. Here we are not using plus, that is a concatenation operator. Instead we are using a comma symbol and then the sum variable. So in that way you can have the formatted output in Java. I hope that you have understood the different techniques of dealing with keyboard input and the different methods that can be used in a Java program, like system.out.print, system.out.println, and system.out.println printf for displaying output. So I hope you thoroughly enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So here is the link, and please visit my website for some interesting information, and here is my email ID. Have a nice day. Thanks for watching this video.